Midterm exam. For the CAD 105 midterm exam, we begin by looking at the Word document that's enclosed in your file system. There's a total of 300 points possible, and you can begin by drawing the bottle, which is labeled drawing A. It's worth 50 points. As you can see here, this is the finished product. That's what we intend to do, is actually create a whole drawing with that in there. So let's look at the drawing first. As you can see, the drawing is comprised of very basic primitive shapes, cylindrical in nature, and then there's a shelled element to it, which is 100 thousandths of typical wall thickness. And so we have a 2.5 inch diameter cylinder here, and it's I'm sorry, 2 inches in diameter and 2.5 inches high. So let's begin by drawing that. We'll start with a new part file, and we'll call this the bottle. And we could select the top plane and start our sketch. Hit the sketch button over here on the right and zoom up until you don't see any of the dashes in this view between the crosshairs. Go to the circle tool, go up to the center of the crosshairs and draw out a small circle. Hit the select button and go ahead and type in 2 inches for the diameter. Now we're done with that. We just hit the check mark over here on the right and go to extrude. The extrusion depth is 2.5. You could hit enter 2 times to apply it. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the planes just to make things easier to see. Now I could select this top surface and start a sketch, or click on the sketch tool first, then select the top surface, whichever is easier for you. Go ahead and hit sketch again and proceed to draw another circle in the center. Hit the done button, and if we look at the drawing, this is supposed to be 1.5 inches in diameter. So we could double click on that diameter, type in 1.5, and then again we'll hit the done over here in the lower right and extrude it 1/2 inch. Let's take a look at the drawing again. We can see here that there's radii, or rounds, 100 thousandths typical, so in these corners here, as well as this inside radius and this one here, but not at the top. So let's put those in. So go to the rounds tool at the lower right, make sure it's set to 0.1, and select the edges. You'll see a preview update, and then you can middle mouse click to apply it, or hit the green check mark at the upper right. Finally, to complete the bottle, we just need to go ahead and use the shell command. Shell command is found at the lower right, and the default thickness will be 0.1, and then you have to select the face that will be opened. So this top surface will be open, so click on it a couple times until it turns pink, and hit the green check mark to apply. You've just finished the bottle. Now let's move on to the cap. So let's go to File, New, Part, type in cap. You might have to type in cap 2, 3, or 4, depending upon how many times it's been saved on your workstation. And let me minimize my screen here so it fits within our boundaries of my video. Okay. And we move on to the drawing labeled B, which is the cap. And with this drawing, you can see that we have an overall diameter of 1.9. That's the top surface that has a round on it. So that's the top surface of this bottle, the overall diameter. Then there's a smaller diameter of 1.8, and then there's a cut that's 1.5, but only 400 thousandths thick, as you can see here, 500 thousandths minus 100 thousandths. So let's go ahead and begin that. So we could select the top plane. If we turn it on, we could see it. Start our sketch. Hit the sketch button and just draw a circle right at the center. Go ahead and dimension that at 1.9. And then just extrude that after you hit the done button. And that's going to be 100 thousandths thick, so 0.1. If you'd like, you could put the round on here so you don't forget. It's a very common element that's forgotten, so you could put 100 thousandths on that. I'm going to turn off the plane tool. Now I'm going to select this bottom face. Actually, go to Sketch, select this bottom face and start my sketch. And proceed to draw another circle. And this is going to be 1.8. And now we could extrude that. We could extrude that a ½ inch. Now go to Sketch again and select this face. Draw another circle in the center. And this is going to be 1.5. Now you could extrude that as a cut. So we go to Extrude, flip the direction, type in 0.4, and make sure you select the Cut option up here, or Remove Material, and hit the Apply. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we could go ahead and select Sketch, select this face right here, and start another sketch, and we're going to put the array of features on here. Might be difficult to see the edges, so it's not a bad idea to go to View, Display Settings, and go to Model Display. And under Model Display, you could go to Shade, Shade with Edges, maybe bump the quality a bit, and hit Apply. Now you can see the edges a lot easier. Now we could go ahead and select the Circle tool, and right here, click and drag out a small circle. Now we'll have to go ahead and we'll add some relationships to this. We could go to the Constrain tool, and under Constrain you can select Tangent and select this circle to be tangent to this edge. Hit OK and close, and make sure it's 0.1 in diameter. We could hit the Done tool and now go to Extrude, flip the direction, and we could go up to next, which basically extrude up to next surface. In the preview it looks like it's going to go through it, but that's okay. Just go ahead and apply. You'll see it will stop. Now we need to go ahead and create an array for this. Now for a circular array or pattern, first of all make sure that your axes are turned on. Up here under Axis Display, turn that on. Select the actual feature on from the feature tree. You could select the extrude or select the feature on the view screen, and you'll see this tool light up. It looks like a box with a lot of holes in it. It's the pattern tool. Select that, and under dimension here, actually this little pull down, you'll find axis. Select axis, and then select the axis that you'd like it to be put in. There needs to be 50 of these, so let's do some of that. We could type in 50 right here, but we don't want them across 90 degrees. We want 360 divided by 50. Hit enter, and it will give you 7.2. That's how many degrees each one is spread out from each other. Hit the green check mark to apply. And now you could actually turn off the axis display, and you have your pattern. The cap is now done. Now we'll go to File, New, and begin the third phase. And that's the assembly. And we'll call this the medbot. Actually, no spaces in ProE. An underscore, medbot. Hit OK. Again, let me squeeze down my screen to fit. Okay. Now we could go over here to Assemble, click on Assemble, and we could go to find those files, and I believe they're under my documents. And hold on a second, I should have actually saved them in a place where I could find them. Okay, basically what we want to do here is we need to save our parts where we can find them. I wasn't paying attention where ProE was placing them, so I'm going to go to Window, and you'll see the list of the bottle and the cap, and then our medicine bottle assembly. Let's go to the bottle first and activate that. Here we could go to File, Save a Copy, and make sure you put it on your desktop. In this case, you'll have to call it bottle 2 and hit OK. Now we could go to Window. We could do the same thing with the cap and go to File, save a copy, and call that cap 2 perhaps if you want. And now finally go back to the medicine bottle. And now we should be able to find those components. So if we go to Assemble, we could find the bottle and the cap. So let's go with the bottle first. Hit Open. That will drop in automatically. What we want to do is we want to fix that in position. So we could go to, instead of automatic, go to Fix and hit the green check mark. Now we'll go back to Insert Component or Assemble, and we'll select the cap that we saved. And now here's where we're going to have to go ahead and apply some mates. And if we go over here under Placement, we could have a coincidence set. We'll select the component. I'll select this top surface here. And we want that to be aligned to this top surface here. Now it defaulted to an offset here, but let's go ahead and select coincident. And now you'll see it align. Then go to New Constraint. And now you could select the cylindrical face on the inside of the cap and align that to the cylindrical face on the neck of the bottle. And you could go ahead and hit the green check mark to apply. And there it is. Next thing you want to do is we're going to go ahead and explode this. So we want the bottle cap to be up above this part for our drawing, which is the next stage. So we could go to View, Explode, and just hit Explode View, and it should give you a default explode. And that's good. There are more capabilities for exploding and dragging components in particular positions, but this is all that you need. Now if you want to go back, you go View, Explode, and Unexplode View. And it should be saved in there now. Let's go ahead and hit Save here. And we'll save this on our desktop. Alright, finally, we could go on to the last part, which is to create the drawing. So we'll go to File, New, Drawing, and we'll call this our med_bottle. And we don't want to use the default template. Let's go ahead and check that and hit OK. Now over here under you'll see medicine bottle. We'll have it used, let's see, we could use template or empty with format, and then we could choose our format here. We could go to Browse and select, in this case we'll go with an A size, the A form, and hit OK. All right, go ahead and enter your name. Enter your full name so I could see it. Hit the green check mark up here at the top. And then the instructor, you could go ahead and add my name, Sikora, S-I-K-O-R-A, or Chris, that's fine. Hit the check mark, and it should have automatically inserted this information into your template. You'll see the Elgin Community College at the lower right. Hopefully you'll find these on your computer. If not, I could assist you. But now we want to go ahead and start inserting the views. So to insert the views, we have over here, we have General View. We could also go to Insert up at the top, and there's Drawing Views, and you'll see Generals there too. And in this case, we'll go with no combined state. Let's do that one more time here. Okay, basically I was just not reading up here. Go to General View again, and it says Select Center Point for the Drawing View. So just make sure you click down lower, about here in lower left, and you'll see that you can select from the different types of views. In this case, let's go ahead and make sure we have a standard view of the front. Hit Apply so you can see it here. Under Scale, we probably want to go with a custom scale. And let's go with a Let's try 0.5. There we go. And then what we can also do here is under view state, you have actually under view display, make sure that you select no hidden, and the tangent edges, change it to phantom, hit apply. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a top view. So let's go ahead and hit close here. And to do that, we could select the view, go to Insert, Drawing View, and Projection. I believe actually in the drawing I have a bottom view, and that's fine too actually. Let's put that in there, my mistake. And then you could double click on the view, and it will bring up this information, which you could actually set up for view state and view display. Make sure it's set to no hidden and tangent edges, phantom, hit apply. And you could grab this master view by clicking on it. Make sure that your lock view movement is turned off, and then you should be able to just drag this. Drag it up a little bit. Now let's make an isometric view. So we could go back to Insert, Drawing View, and again it's a general view. Click where you want to drop it, right in the upper right hand corner. Make sure it's set to isometric. And the scale we could leave at 1, or you could set to 0.5, whatever you like, whatever fits better. And under view state, make sure you select explode components in view. And you can move this out of the way and hit apply. And then finally, view display, set that to no hidden and phantom edges. And I think actually I'm going to change the scale to match the rest. So I'm going to go to scale and type in 0.5 and apply. You could click on the notes and move them, center them a little bit better if you like. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and create a section view for this. That goes right through the center. Now for a section view, you'll see that generally it's just a projected view, and then you could select it to be a section view within a dialog box. We can see our assembly plane is floating out here on the left hand side for our right assembly datum plane, which you need the datum plane in order to create the section view. We do have a right datum plane inside the parts, but those can't be used since this is an assembly drawing. But we can use them to some extent for making the datum. So what we need to do is go back to the actual part file. So let's go to Window up at the top, and then go to the Medicine Bottle Assembly, ASM. Now we can see here we have some different planes in the center. There's our assembly front. We need to get that centered in the middle of the part. So actually our assembly right. So what we could do here is over on the right we could find the datum plane tool, select that, and then it's looking for a reference here. Now reference could be, we could do an offset if we want. We know that this is 1.9 divided by 2, so we could actually put that in and give ourselves an offset plane, or else we could actually try and get one of these planes that are here. In this case, the right plane of the cap seems to do pretty well. We could select that, and you can see it will generate a new plane. We don't want to put any translation value. We want it centered, so just leave it at 0 and hit OK. Now we have an assembly datum plane 1, and it's associated with the right plane. So now we could actually go back, go to Window, and go back to the Medicine Bottle DRW, and you'll see our assembly datum plane there. Let's go ahead and select that. We can now go to Insert, Drawing View. Actually deselect that datum plane, my mistake. Select the view, Insert, Drawing View, Projection, and drag it off to your right. Click to drop it. Now double click to bring up the dialog box that you'll see here. And what we want to do is, first of all, under View Display, let's get this out of the way. Go to No Hidden, Centerline, Now under section here, we could select 2D cross section, hit the little green plus symbol, and we have create new. And then we have planar. We could go ahead and select select the center point for the new view, it says. Hit done. And now enter a cross section name. Just type in A up here at the top. And hit the enter key. And then you have the menu manager for a plane. You can make a new datum or select one. And we just need to select the ADTM one. So just find the text and click on it. And now you can hit apply, and you'll see over here that it should show up. And hit close. All right, now we could actually turn off our datums. We don't need to see them in the drawing. So turn off the datums up here at the upper left. And once you move or refresh the screen, here's the wipe screen, we'll clean that off. You can move the section AA over here. And now we need to make a detail view. So select the view, go to Insert, actually click off, deselect the view, my mistake. Insert Drawing View, and you'll see Detailed View. Select that. Now it says select the center point. We want this region right here. Click, and then click and drag a circle around here. And then just hit the middle mouse button to complete it. And then click where you'd like to drop the detail view, which over here on the right works just fine. We can actually move the note further away and then locate the note over here. Okay. The next step is we want to add some balloons on here, some numbered balloons. So you'll see up here at the top you have all the tools, and we could actually go into Insert actually, and you'll find Balloon, and you'll have the menu manager up here. And you could just go ahead and we do want with a leader, and then go ahead and hit make note and select an edge and hit done, and then add a location for the note, and we'll go ahead and type in, that's part, the cap will be part 2. Check mark to apply. Hit enter twice, and then you'll see the actual note appears there. Let's do it again. Let's go ahead and hit make note, select an edge. We'll select the bottom edge of the bottle here. Hit done. Pick a point where you'd like to drop it, and then make note. This will be, the bottle will be number 1 because that's the first one we drew. Hit the enter key 2 times. And you'll see that will appear there too. And then you could hit under the menu manager, which you couldn't see for a minute there, I apologize. Just hit done. Now you could actually move the balloons out. Now you need to make the bill of materials, the table. What we're trying to do is actually replicate this drawing that you see here, the drawing labeled C, the medicine bottle. Okay, so we have most of these views done. We just need to make the bill of materials. Now there's an automated bill of materials inside ProE, which we haven't gotten to yet. That's more in the advanced class, but I'm going to show you how to make a generic bill of materials. Up here, you'll actually see the table, and you'll get the menu manager, and you can have it select descending, right word by numbers or charts, or left word. For starting in the upper left corner here, we'll have it go to the right, from left to right. So we just click, and we click how big we want the boxes. The first box is only going to contain the reference number for the part, so it's small. The second box will have more of a description, like it'll say bottle or cap, and so we want to make that a bit bigger, so click over here. And then the next one is the quantity, so that will be rather small. We'll click right there and hit the middle mouse button. Now we can make the boxes down here, so we need just 3 of them. So we'll just click here, here, and here, and now middle mouse click. And from here you could go ahead and start typing in the information, like just double click in the cell. The text, we'll go ahead and put in the description. Hit OK. We can actually increase that if we want, the cell size. And then this one is going to be QTY for quantity. And then here's the part number. Okay, just click in here, and remember the text might look like it's overlapping, but depending upon the font that we select, it might not actually overlap like that once we see in the preview. Okay, the first one will be number 1, and this will be the bottle. Quantity is 1. And then the second part number is 2, and it's the cap. And that has a quantity of 1. Okay, just make sure your name's on it. Everything else should be pretty much automated. Now we could go ahead and do a print. If you want to print preview it, you have the save as PDF. You could click on that and see how it looks. And there we are. You can print that out and save it, and that completes the midterm exam.